episode of the Amen to Success podcast. My name is Laurentia, your host. And today we have a very special guest with us. Miss Brenda is in the house.
Hey.
How are you, Brenda?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good to hear. Thank you so much for joining us on the cast today. Excited to learn more about you and what you do and just what we can learn from your journey, right? So let's just get started. So go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Brenda. I am an entrepreneur. I am a creative. I am an influencer. I am a blogger. I am a jack of many trades, a mini chef in the making, based in Canada, but I am originally from Cameroon, first generation immigrant over here. And I am just an advocate for everything African.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome. So before we get into, all the different things that you're blogging and you're influencing, let's get to know you a little bit, right? So you mentioned you were originally from Cameroon. So let's talk about your upbringing, how it was. Were you born in Cameroon before you came here or?
No, actually, I was born in Gabon, which is a neighboring country of Cameroon.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, I was born there, but we moved to the US and then we moved to Cameroon. So I knew North America before I knew Cameroon.
Yeah. So are both of your parents from Cameroon?
Yes, they're both from Cameroon.
Very nice. So how long were you in Gabon?
2 years. And then we moved to the States. We're there for 6 years. And then we moved to Cameroon for 8 years.
Wow. And then you guys,
and then Canada. Yeah. I came to Canada with my sister. Yeah.
Gotcha. So you're based in Canada now for how long since?
Woo! Like 15 years.
Wow. That's good. How do you like it there? Do you like Canada? Do you see yourself living anywhere else?
I really love Canada. I would love to have a family here. The problem is finding a husband here. Wherever he is, I would love for him to come here.
Yeah, definitely. Come to the US, you'll find plenty.
That's what everyone says.
That's what they say, right? All right. So let's dive right in. So when you were growing up, moving from Gabon to the US, back to Cameroon, and now to Canada, what were your career goals? Like, what was your dream career once you got older?
Doctor. That was all I heard.
Real African, huh?
You are going to be a doctor, my brother, engineer. Everyone's life plan was already arranged from a young age. I actually took all the credits to go to med school, applied to go to med school, took my MCATs, went for interviews, and not only did I lose interest in medicine, but the entire healthcare field. Like I just went the opposite direction.
Wow. So what made you, when you say you lost interest, what sparked that? Or what inspired you to lose interest in the medical field?
I volunteered at a hospital and it did nothing for me. I did not like being there. How can you be a medical doctor when you don't enjoy being in a hospital? There was no interest whatsoever, which I'm actually glad I did before trying to actively get into med school. I just changed completely. I lost interest completely after staying in the hospital for a while. I was not a fan.
Wow. So once you left the healthcare or scene or field, what was the next step after that? What did you decide to get into?
I did not know. It was years of being in limbo, job to job, customer service. And that's when I started blogging while I was just trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I applied to nursing school. It was just a whole bunch of things at the same time, just dabbling here and there and trying to figure out what I wanted to do for years.
Yeah. So at this point, you have completed undergrad.
Yes.
And you're just kind of figuring yourself out.
Yes. Which my parents hated.
Of course. So then after, so when or at what point did you land yourself in your, I guess, ideal field now?
Yeah, that only came, to be honest, maybe 4 years ago.
Wow. That's
But in
awesome.
between that, at least I was doing like my hobby, which was blogging and creating content was what was keeping me active. And then I started my own business as well.
Hmm.
So doing all of those things while trying to figure out what I wanted to do career wise, which at the time, and I still think I would love to be a full time entrepreneur. Eventually, that's the goal. But in the meantime, at least having the career that I do have now with the federal government, it permits me to take on all my other hobbies and extracurriculars. It funds all of the other stuff
Yeah.
while anticipating the time when I'll be able to go full time into entrepreneurism and content creation.
Wow. So that's where you aspire to be full time, content
Yes.
creation and stuff. Okay.
Yes.
Wow. That is awesome. So you mentioned that you started your own business. So I know it's like it was in the fashion industry, right?
Yes.
Or so what made you go into fashion out of all the different careers you could have gotten into?
Actually, it's weight loss. Weight loss, I always loved fashion, but it didn't love me back because the stuff that I wanted to wear, I could not fit into. And
Mm,
so I had this weight loss journey. I lost a lot of weight my last year of high school, first year university. And so now being able to wear all the clothes I could not wear, I overdid it. I maxed out credit cards, buying clothes I had no business buying. If you ask me where the clothes are today, I cannot tell you. And so that's what precipitated me into fashion was the fact that, oh my gosh, I can wear all these clothes now. They look amazing on me. But it on the flip side, it had a very toxic effect on my finances. And
mm,
so, yeah, that's what led me to get into debt actually with the fashion. However, that's when I also started creating the blog and getting a lot of traffic. People were interested in what I was wearing. And I thought that in order to keep up with that, I had to keep up with all this shopping. So
wow.
it took years and years of figuring out that I am not my value is not attached to the clothing that I own.
Mm,
And people were very interested in what I was wearing in terms of the African prints. That's what I noticed got the most engagement. And at the time, my mom, she would just go home and come back with a bunch of random clothing. And so I discovered that a lot of people, this was before the whole trend of Ankara and African wear. This was over 10 years ago. And
mhm.
so what happened was I decided that, okay, eventually I would like to have my own business where I sell my own pieces because I would wear other designer stuff. They would get customers from me. They would tell me, oh, you wore this stuff, you posted it on your Instagram. I got 5 customers. Can I send you more? I didn't know anything.
Nice. So
Yeah,
you
that's how it
become more
started,
like an influencer.
which I did not even know that word at the time.
That
I
way.
just knew I was
Yeah.
helping people sell their clothes by wearing it. And I discovered I can do that for myself. Why am I sending customers to other people? I can get this money myself.
Exactly.
That's how it
Exactly.
started.
Wow, that is amazing. Yeah, fashion, man, that's crazy how you say that. Like it's true. We spend so much money on material things and going into a huge amount of debt. I mean, I've seen it so much within my
Yes.
life, like just the people around me going through that. So that's a very good message. Like your material things, that's not what you're measured by. So why spend so much? Yeah. Wow. So
Yeah.
now you're out of that industry, sort of, like it's kind of lingering in there.
Yeah, I still do. So I wear a lot of my own pieces, but I also
Okay.
still support other brands, and I still dabble from here, like from time to time, Zara, H&M. I will get pieces from there, but definitely not as much as I used to. I prefer to wear pieces from smaller brands, especially
Yeah.
black owned brands. So it's a matter of, spending a little bit more but having something of more value.
Mhm.
That's my mentality more now. So the price range has gone up, the quality has gone up,
Yeah.
but it's fewer pieces.
That makes sense. So have you ever thought about like making your own outfits? Maybe like sewing, getting into sewing or no?
No, I
You
have
just
no interest whatsoever in sewing. I would design and I would tell, tailors to make this and that. But I tried to learn. I have no patience. We each have our talents. I can't sing. I can't sew. Those are two things I have no interest in doing.
Yeah. Wow. That is amazing, right? So then you go into your fashion. From fashion, now you're influencing with fashion. What with the influencers and working with the different companies and everything? What do you think some of your mistakes were? Like, what are some of your biggest mistakes or things that you wish you knew before you got into?
Ooh, it's a good question. First of all, don't just shop for the sake of shopping. I wish I had thought more about content planning. 10 years ago, it was just, oh, I feel like wearing this and that and that. I'm going to buy 20 items from H&M and I'm just going to wear them. But there was no planning. There was never, okay, for example, Cameroon's National Day is coming up, create content about that. Mental health awareness is coming up. Oh, you can collaborate with this person and you guys can have a theme. No, it was just all over the place. It's like, I want to look cute. I want to look cute. I want to look cute. But there was no planning whatsoever. So I really wish I had thought about that before. That's something that, content planning. Yeah, so content planning is definitely something I wish I would have worked on in the beginning. Yes. And also knowing how to calculate my rates as an influencer.
I think that's everybody's problem though. Prices are, you really, so it's like a value-based business. So it's like, what do you value yourself as? And that's what you charge based on. But still, like, even at that, it's still hard to, price correctly, make sure you're profiting and stuff. So I think though things like that, it just comes as you go on, And
also I wish, because there's not that much transparency. So if other influencers could share what they're asking for, especially influencers who are not of color, because they definitely get paid more than influencers of color. So if they could share what they're asking for so that we can level the field. A lot of times it's all hush hush. It's like, oh, I have a paid partnership, but if you reach out to them in private, they'll just tell you, oh, I have an assistant or a manager who handled that. It's like, just help me out. I just want to know, because the same people are reaching out to me and they're telling me they want to pay me with outfits. But no, I want to be paid. Outfits don't pay the rent. At this point, I have a lot of outfits. Exactly. I want to be paid monetary compensation. But they will tell you they don't. But another influencer will get paid monetarily, but she won't tell you how much. So that's the thing.
I know what some people do is like they go as like a fake company and like talk to them and see.
Yes, you gotta have that fake email address.
Yeah, I've definitely heard that, but that's weird though. Why is pricing so secretive? Why do you think that is? Like, people's prices are such a big secret. Why?
I don't know. I think people, they don't want you to get to that level. They just want to make sure other people stay down there and they can stay up there, or they don't think that you are worth what they got. So I think it's a whole ego thing.
Yeah, that could be it. Definitely. Wow. And so now I also know that you have also a cookbook, right?
2 cookbooks.
Ooh, what? Sis, that's awesome. So tell us about that. How did you end up, from fashion, and then what really inspired the cookbooks?
Again, the weight loss.
Wow. Weight loss just came to life, huh?
It did, because what happened was at the beginning of lockdown, I had already started sharing my recipe, stuff that I was eating. I would share pictures in my
story. Wait, I'm sorry. So before we even get to the cookbook, let's touch on the weight loss journey, right? What what was the weight loss? I want to know the whole journey. Like, why did you decide to lose weight? What, if you don't mind telling the before and after, like maybe the amount of pounds you lost in
Yeah.
between, and what did you do to lose the weight?
It was my last year of high school. I saw a picture of myself. I couldn't believe it was me. In my head, I was a certain size. And when I saw the picture, I was like, that's me? Is that how big I am? And so that's what precipitated it. I believe it was 2006. Yes, it was in 2006. And so Christmas 2006. After the Christmas break, 2007, I went hard. I completely eradicated pop, junk food, donuts, cookies. I used to have a drawer under my bed, snacks, just full of snacks. I just, because my sister at the time, she was very young. I think she was 13. And so she didn't care about weight loss. I just gave everything to her because we were roommates at the time. And she couldn't believe that she would be eating donuts in front of me. I'd be like, nope, I'm not giving in to temptation. She would be drinking her pop, orange soda, which was my favorite at the time. No. So I started, I believe I was 240 pounds when I was at my biggest. And I would work out twice a day. This started January. By July graduation of high school, I went from a size 16 to a size 6.
Please help me, because after my baby, I have not been able to get back. Tell me, give me all the juice. How you did it? Because
it was a mixture. So I won't lie, there was some bad dieting habits that could, but they sparked me because it made me realize I can lose weight. I used to always tell people, oh, I'm from a big family. We don't lose weight. We're all big in my family. It's not possible. But for 2 weeks, I went on the grapefruit diet. Please don't do it. But the grapefruit diet is where the only carbs you eat are grapefruits. And the rest is just protein. No other carb except grapefruit. But I did that for 2 weeks. And I think I lost about 20 pounds in 2 weeks. But I was dehydrated. And I was so weak because my body was literally burning just fat and protein. No carbs to burn. So I was very, very tired. I knew I couldn't sustain that. But at least I saw initial results and it made me go hard. I was like, okay, I'm done with grapefruit diet. Now let's try something else. I was trying so many things. I would do the apples for breakfast diet. I would do so many different diets. But they helped me to lose weight. Mind you, I gained some of the weight back because it was not sustainable, but it made me so happy that I knew that I could lose weight. I was like, oh, I can actually lose weight. I'm not one of those who can't lose weight. But I went too far. I believe at the end of it all, I was a size 4. So imagine the shock on my parents' face.
Gosh.
Hadn't seen me in a long time, and then they see you're a size 4 from a chunky size 16, and the bones on my chest were showing. It was too much. My mom was like,
all you did was just the grapefruit and protein.
Yeah, but
protein was it not meat? It was just
it was chicken, it was fish, it was beef, but there's no rice, there's no potatoes, there's nothing. It's just you get so weak and so tired. And I was working out twice a day.
Girl.
It was too much. Wow. I couldn't sustain it. So I went to university, gained, I think, about 10 or 15 pounds my first year. And then I was like, okay, I need to find something more sustainable. And the grapefruit diet doesn't work for long. Your body gets accustomed to it and you stop, you plateau, you don't lose any more weight. So I had to find a way to incorporate carbs, learning what's healthy, what's not healthy, and navigating all of that. So that was the weight loss. But I gained some weight and then steadily for the next 5 years. And it was after university that I started losing some of the weight. So it was yo-yoing here and there, but never back up to the 240. I never went back to the 240.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. No, but at least you're keeping a balance. So that's all that matters. You lose some, gain a little bit, lose it. Like, that's all it is. That's all that matters is that you're able to balance it out. So
Yeah.
kudos to you, man. That's a huge blessing because sis, I'm trying so hard.
We
No, but
need to see what you're doing. What are you
girl,
doing?
eating them bits, but it's still carbs. That's the thing. If I could cut out carbs, if I could cut out carbs, like it would, at least this little bit of carbs, it'll help me out. But me, girl, I fried yams yesterday. I, I got jollof in my fridge. Listen, I'm just
Sis. Air fry. Use the air fryer to fry your yams.
Oh, but still carbs.
But drastically reduces the oil.
Okay. Yeah. That is
and
true.
The calories. Yeah.
That is true. See, my air fryer, girl's been sitting in my garage. I've never used it.
That's what my recipe book is mostly.
See, okay, let's
fryer.
get into the cookbook. Tell us about the cookbook.
Air fryer saved me this lockdown because I love my fried plantains and it drinks so much oil. Fried plantain has one plantain boiled, I believe it's about 80 calories. Fried can go up to 500. The difference. So the air fryer saves me. And so what happened was at the beginning of lockdown, when everyone was scrambling to figure out how they were going to be productive, I had already started posting pictures and videos of my food, my meal prep. People would ask, oh, what's that? I was just creating meals very randomly. I would take shredded broccoli, put in some coconut milk, just random things, and then it will turn out nice and healthy. And so I decided that, okay, I'm going to use lockdown time to put all my recipes down in one place. Instead of messaging people, here's a recipe, No. Everyone's going to go to one place and get everything. And that's when I decided to do the Amazon cookbook. Amazon, because everyone shops on Amazon.
Listen, if it's not on Amazon, more than likely I'm not buying it.
Exactly. So
it's sad, but yeah.
Yeah, and that's how I did the first cookbook. I believe it was we went into lockdown March of 2020, and I released it, I believe, in May or June. Wow. Yeah, that's when I released the first cookbook.
You said what was the date?
I believe it was May or June of 2020. When I released the cookbook. I got certified as a food handler. I was busy during lockdown, taking all these courses. And then I shared my knowledge, and people were really interested in, healthier recipes that were still tasty, because no one wants to eat salad every day.
I'm telling you. So your cookbook is still geared towards like eating healthy.
Yes.
Kind of like the weight loss journey. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Yes. That's awesome. What's your favorite meal in the book?
In the first one, I believe it's my burger. I have a really, really good
burger. Is it a vegan burger?
I have a vegan burger and I have a beef burger. I have both. Yeah, I love my vegan burgers.
Wow. Interesting. I remember, I think it was last year, Burger King came out with that Impossible Whopper. Do you guys have Burger King in Canada?
We do, but I've never had a burger from Burger King. We do.
They have, it's called an Impossible Burger, and it's supposed to, I think, is it vegan or, I don't know, but it was for my friends that don't eat meat. They went and got it, and apparently it's supposed to not be meat, and it's tofu, I guess. I don't know. But they tried it, and this girl was throwing up, and it was so nasty. And then I had other people say it was great. So I'm like, I don't know, but just don't go to Burger King for Impossible Burger.
Yeah, I haven't tried it. I make mine with chickpeas. Yeah, I make my burgers with chickpeas.
Wow. See, there's so much, because now I'm really trying to stay away from burgers. I don't even like burgers like that, but I just try to stay away because it really clogs your colon. Oh my goodness. Burgers are terrible. Burgers are so bad, but that's another story. But tell us about your experience selling with Amazon. How was that?
It was good. I learned a lot on my own So they have a software that they encourage publishers to use in order to publish the book. But like I did send in some suggestions and feedback because it's not the most user friendly and there's a lot of roadblocks. But I did use it in order to publish on the Kindle, and so
so it's it's an ebook. It's not like a hard copy. Okay, gotcha.
Yes, yeah. I preferred ebook because especially with the lockdown delays, I didn't want people waiting for the books. Like
get lost and all that.
Yeah, you buy the book, you can cook that same night. You have all the recipes. You don't have
download to it right there. Oh, okay, that's smart. So once you buy the book, it sends you an email and you just download it, or okay.
Yeah, so if you have a Kindle, you can download it to your Kindle, or if you're on a computer, you download it in PDF format.
Wow, that's awesome. And you have two. So both cookbooks are geared towards dieting. So what made you separate it? Like, what's the difference between them?
The second one was more of a holiday issue. So it was a lot of our favorite holiday meals.
Is it Cameroonian or just like
some? So I did have some Cameroonian recipes, but they were lower calorie versions of Cameroonian recipes. But there were also things like meat pies, air fried meat pies. So air fried fish rolls. Yeah.
So you're an advocate for the air fryer, huh?
Yes. I'm an air fryer pro.
Yeah, that's smart. So would you say that business is profitable, the whole ebooks or cookbooks?
It is, because when you think about it, you put in all the effort once and then you can just sit back and you can keep getting profits from something that you did just once. It's not, for example, if you're a fitness instructor, you have to show up every day in order to make your income. This is residual income, whereby you put your head down, you do a whole bunch of research and work once, and then you can just keep on getting, like, I still get my royalties from the sales of the books. I don't have to do anything else.
Exactly. You're just sitting at home getting paid, girl.
Yes.
That's awesome. That is the life. So what do you have coming up next? What's your next big goal, or like within 5 years, what are you planning to do or release?
I'm hoping to find my husband.
Amen. You'll find him.
No. I'll rephrase that. He will find me. That's
the better phrase.
My husband is gonna find me.
That's the better phrase. Exactly. Because we're women. We don't go after men.
No. He's gonna come and find me.
Exactly.
That's one thing. Another thing is I would love to relaunch my e-commerce platform. I had taken a hiatus last year because of Corona, and I just had a bunch of issues with my supply chain. So trying to figure that out was a big hassle. So I would really love to have a big relaunch and carry on from there, have it blow up.
Have a big launch for that. Yeah, I hope so. You can do it because you're really fashionable and everything. Like, you'll find love for it again because that stuff comes to you naturally. So putting together outfits, look, people love fashion these days, and anything African, look, you can sell it.
Exactly.
So I'll definitely encourage that. But so do you have any advice for anyone going into either cookbooks or the fashion industry, content creation, whatever advice that you want to give somebody? Any of those industries?
It depends on the sector. Like, there's advice for cookbooks, there's advice for fashion.
Well, you choose one or do all of them.
Wow. For the
many talents.
I know, a woman of many talents. Right. For the cookbook, I would say measure. Make sure you measure everything. As Africans,
oh my goodness, that's one thing about me. Like, I'm an experimenter. Like, you guys eat bofro in your puff?
Yes, puff.
You guys eat that? When I'm making it, girl, every single time it tastes different because I'm just pouring. There's no measurements. I'm just that's a good point.
That's for the cookbook. I had to learn. You have to measure everything. In terms of fashion / blogging / content creation, you have to have a plan. before you get into it. And you have to be consistent. Actually, in everything, consistency. No one, doesn't matter what they tell you, really blows up and stays big if they're not consistent. You might have a one-hit wonder, especially when it comes to the blogging world. Like, I know I've followed some women on Instagram who at one point had 150K followers. And if you go now, their pages are dead. They blew up, but it wasn't organic. If you want to
keep up.
Yeah, if you want to blow up and stay relevant, you have to be consistent. People need to be able to go back and see your work. You need to be steady. People are going to come to the page and expect that this one thing that blew you up, they want to see more of it. You can't just have one. No one's going to follow you if they come to your page and they see, oh, she only had one nice video. That was luck. So consistency in this industry is what will carry you forward.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Miss Brenda, it has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on once we called on you. Thank you for all your insight, your advice. And we just can't wait for what you have coming up. Your husband, your relaunch, just the success of your cookbook and everything. And I just can't wait. I can't wait to see what will blossom out of the jack of all trades.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Lorencia.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much for coming on, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too, my dear. Thank you.
Thank you.